You have been using words your entire life, but perhaps not with intention. You are beautiful. You look amazing. These words sound kind. They feel safe. But I invite you to ask this. If her spirit has heard this 1,000 times from souls she barely remembers, why would your echo be the one to linger? It will not. True resonance is not born when her ego is flattered. It is born when her spirit feels seen, exposed, yes, mentally, emotionally. And this requires a different quality of expression. A word that does not knock on the gate, but is invited into the courtyard. A word that reflects her in a way she did not expect. A word that becomes a silent companion in her mind, long after you have gone. This is not a lesson in flattery. It is a path to seeing. My tradition teaches that words carry energy. Some are like pebbles skipped across the surface of a pond, creating fleeting ripples. Others are like stones dropped into its depths, changing the water itself. The expressions I am about to share are of the second kind. They feel potent not because they are sweet, but because they are true. They carry weight. Before we begin this journey, I invite you to be present here. Our practice is to find the hard-won truths for those who are done walking the well-worn paths. And if you feel a calling to walk this path more deeply, to join a community of practice, there are ways to find the tools to make your presence a source of stillness. Now, let us quiet the mind and explore the words you will let go of, and the silence you will learn to speak from, if you wish to create a resonance in her soul and a current in her heart. The first path, look beyond the form. You must let go of the phrase, "You are beautiful." You have likely said it countless times. It feels like a natural stream, flowing from a place of kindness, respect, perhaps even romance. But I ask you to see a deeper truth. It is a shallow stream. It does not nourish the roots. She has heard this word from every man who has ever desired her form. From whispers in the digital ether, from souls she felt no connection with. It is a predictable sound. It is a common color. Most importantly, it does not touch her spirit. It is an observation of the surface, and the surface cannot feel. When you tell a woman she is beautiful, you are only holding up a mirror to what she already sees. You offer no new light. You awaken no sleeping part of her soul. Now understand this. The appreciation of form of beauty is not wrong. But to speak of it as every other man does is not to elevate yourself. It is to dissolve into the chorus. Do you wish to know what creates a different echo? Speak of what her presence awakens in you. Instead of, "You are beautiful," let this flow from you. There is a stillness and a fire in the way you look at me. Do you feel the shift? The focus is no longer on her form, but on the invisible energy that flows between you two. The unspoken connection. Now you are not an admirer of a painting. You are inviting her to step into the landscape with you. You are acknowledging a current, not just an object. You are opening a space for her mind to wander, not stating a simple fact. Or perhaps this: I cannot tell if you are a koan I wish to solve, or a river I simply wish to be carried by. This is not an observation of her appearance. It is a reflection of your inner experience of her. And here is the key to this inner landscape. A woman's heart does not open because you told her she is lovely. It opens when she feels her own essence, felt by another, seen in a way that most men, in their haste or fear, do not dare to express. If you wish to go even deeper, offer a reflection that honors her spirit's relationship with its own form. Try this. You carry your beauty as if it does not concern you. That is a rare freedom. Now, you are not just seeing her form. You are seeing how her spirit holds that form. You are seeing past the mask, the clothing, the posture. You are seeing the soul within. This is where the true power of words is found. Not when you praise the obvious, but when you illuminate the unseen. Let us be clear. There are 3 currents of expression. First, there is the safe current. You're beautiful. You look nice. These are like gentle breezes, pleasant, but forgotten as soon as they pass. Second, there is the current of sensation. There is something in the way you move. Or, the way you just looked at me. I felt it in my stillness. These words create tension, a hum of life, an anticipation. Third, there is the current of the soul. Your presence makes me forget the words I was about to say. Or, you carry yourself as if you already know the river's destination. These expressions enter the inner temple of her mind and find a place to rest. When you cease saying, "You are beautiful," and begin to communicate an inner experience, you create space around yourself. Most men are afraid to enter that space, but you are learning to speak directly to her spirit, not just her ears. And here is what separates the empty vessel from the full one. You do not offer these reflections to receive something back. You offer them because they are true in that moment, because you have felt them, because your center is still enough to speak what other men filter through their fear. That kind of clear, grounded delivery, it lands. It resonates. It is what makes her remember your stillness when all that is around her is noise. The second path, unite the body and mind. Most words land in one of two places. They touch the form, the body. You look radiant in that dress. Or they attempt to touch the mind. You are wise. But rarely do they honor both as one. And that is why most connections remain on the surface. Here is the wisdom. A woman does not simply wish to be desired for her vessel. She wishes to feel that her spirit, her essence, is understood and seen within that vessel at the same time. That is the resonance that awakens her. That is what flows under the skin. That is what makes her yearn for more of your presence, not more of your words. So, what does this sound like? Try this stillness. You move as if you know where the energy flows, and I would not be speaking truth if I said I wasn't watching that current. Let us see its parts. You move as if you know where the energy flows. This is an observation of her inner awareness. It makes her feel seen. It touches the mind. It is not about her appearance, but her presence. Then, and I would not be speaking truth if I said I wasn't watching that current. This is the drop of rain that touches the skin. This touches the body. It makes her wonder, what current is he seeing? You have created a sacred tension without crude expression. It is clear, it is still, and it creates a beautiful polarity. You are not speaking for validation. You are stating the resonance she has awakened in you. This shifts the energy. It is no longer the energy of a seeker, but of a quiet mountain, and all spirits feel that shift. Here is another reflection. The way you hold stillness with so much life within it, it quiets my own mind. That one is from the soul. It suggests a balance of control and freedom, grace and power, and you are responding to it not with loud praise, but with quiet awe. You are not just seeing her form. You are seeing the story her body's language communicates. This is rare. Why does this matter? Because souls are not drawn to those who only see the surface. They are drawn to those who can see the layers. The physical, yes, but also the vibration, the energy, the silent command she carries. It is like this. You are not describing her vessel like a boy with a new toy. You are acknowledging the effect her spirit has, like a man who understands energy. And that is a reflection that is felt in her skin and her spine. One more for you to hold. You are the kind of woman who knows the difference between the power of words and the power of silence. Now this one is from a place of deep seeing. Why? Because you are not just praising her. You are showing that you recognize her restraint. You are seeing feminine wisdom, which is a subtle but powerful form of life energy. She will remember that because no one else is speaking it. And that is the path. Now, I must be clear. None of these words work if you offer them from a place of want, like a boy trying to impress. The power is not just in what you say. It is in the silence from which you say it. Relaxed, certain, as if you are not fishing for approval, but simply dropping a stone into a still pond. Because when a man speaks like that, he is not just another machine of words. He becomes the experience, the stillness she replays in her own quiet moments. That is what hooks the soul. The third path, honor her shadow, not just her light. Most men only praise the obvious. You are kind. You are fun. You have such a positive light, safe, predictable, like a worn stone, smooth and forgettable. And here is what they do not understand. A soul does not wish to be seen as perfect. It wishes to be seen as whole, and a whole person carries both light and shadow. So while every other man is praising her sunny meadows, you are going to honor her storm. That side she hides, the edge she believes is too sharp, the fire she dims because the world told her to be only a gentle flame. You do not ignore it, you see it, you honor it. You make her feel that the part of her she tries to contain is the very energy you are not afraid of. Try this. There is a wildness in you. I cannot tell if I should step closer to its warmth or be humbled by its power. Pause. You did not call her a simple flame. You did not say she was nice. You said there is a deep, untamed energy within her, and you are drawn to it. And that flips a switch deep in her soul. She has spent years trying to be good enough, nice enough, easy to be with, but suddenly, this man sees the wildfire beneath the embers and is not afraid. That is rare. That is intoxicating. Or this one. You carry an energy that does not ask for space. It creates it. Think on that. You are not praising her kindness. You are acknowledging a quiet power behind her eyes. A power most men are too ungrounded to acknowledge. And when you do, you instantly create a space between yourself and every other man who is just looking for a soft smile and a gentle touch. But let us go deeper. Why does honoring her shadow work so profoundly? Because it is real. Because it tells her, I am not afraid of the fullness of who you are. In fact, that may be the part I came to see. It is resonant in a way words about her form will never be. Because it is not about her appearance. It is about permission. You are giving her spirit permission to be raw, unpolished, wild, sharp. And you are saying, without needing the words, my stillness can hold your storm. That is not just attractive. That is magnetic. Let us not forget, this kind of reflection only flows from a centered place. If you say it to manipulate, the energy is false, and it will not land. But if you say it from a place of presence, clarity, and calm, it rings true. Because deep down, every soul knows its shadow is not wrong. It is simply a part of its wholeness that has been hidden. And when a man sees it and does not flinch, she remembers him. Imagine this on a first meeting. There is a little beautiful chaos in your eyes. That may be my favorite temple within you. Boom. You are not just bypassing small talk. You are unlocking a room she has not let many enter. You are not afraid of her storm. You are dancing in its rain. The fourth path speaks to the hidden river. Every soul has a river of desires flowing beneath the surface, a current she may not even speak of to herself. It is not for flowers. It is not for the common compliments. It is not, I like your eyes. It is deeper. It is personal. Sometimes, its currents are a bit wild. You see, most people have yearnings they bury under a polished surface of politeness. Yearnings for power, for surrender, for being led, for being truly seen in ways the world says they should not admit. And that is where you can stand, as a quiet mountain by this river. Because while most men are speaking to the calm surface, you will speak to the current she will not name, but cannot ignore when it is reflected back to her. That is when her defenses fall. That is when her resonance stops being a thought and starts being a vibration. Let me show you this path. Try this. You love being in control of your own ship, but I can feel a part of your spirit that yearns to simply let the river carry you. This is not a line. This is an insight from a place of stillness. And if you say it with calm certainty, not arrogance, it will land like a bell ringing in a quiet temple. Why? Because it acknowledges the sacred tension inside her. She may be a captain, dominant, and alpha in her world, but what she often craves in deep connection is polarity, contrast, release. And you just gave voice to what her soul whispers, but her mouth does not speak. That is presence. Or try this one. You pretend not to enjoy being the center of the light, but the way you carry yourself says you know exactly where the light is. Delivered from a place of peace, this is not judgment. It is recognition. It is saying, I see you, not the mask, but the energy beneath. And that can be addictive. Because here is what you must understand. When you reflect the part of her she is afraid to admit she enjoys, you are telling her, it is safe to be your whole self around me. Not the performed version, not the nice girl, but the full, messy, real, sensual, conflicted human being. And that is rare. Most women are not met in that space. They are either placed on a pedestal of perfection or pulled down into something shallow. Very few men know how to stand in the middle, grounded, clear, and bold enough to honor the fire she hides. Another example. There is a quiet hunger under all that calm. I would not be speaking truth if I did not admit I was curious about it. You are not saying she is too much. You are saying she is exactly the kind of alive you wish to know more of. And the moment you say it, you give her a kind of validation that does not just feel good. It feels true. I must be clear though, this only works if your heart is in it. If you are present, if you are not performing. The second it feels like a tactic, it becomes dust. But when it is spoken from a place of truth, it is unforgettable. Because for any soul, connection is not just about who you are, it is about how you are seen. And if you can see the parts of her no one else notices, especially the ones she does not fully understand herself, you become a still point in her turning world. The fifth path: see the spirit, not just the vessel. Most men make the same misstep. They believe desire for the form is the goal. They focus all their energy on words like, "You are so hot," "You are sexy," "I want you." And yes, that kind of energy might earn a fleeting smile, maybe even a playful echo. But here is the truth. Desire for the form is abundant and cheap. Every woman receives it every day. In the digital world, in the real world, desire is everywhere. But to be seen, to be truly noticed for the spirit within the form, that is rare as a diamond in a riverbed. And when you become the man who makes her feel seen, you unlock a chamber no compliment about her body ever could. Let me show you what I mean. Most men praise the effect. "You are beautiful. You drive me crazy." But the reflections that truly land, they honor the cause. Try this. You read the energy of people before they speak. I can tell you carry that perception quietly, but it is sharp. You did not say she is attractive. You told her, "I see the way your spirit moves through this world, and I respect it." That goes deep. Or this. You act as though you do not need the spotlight, but you are fully aware of the shift in energy when you enter a room. Now you have made her feel understood. Not just looked at, not just wanted. Understood. That is a rare feeling. And what is rare is powerful. Why? Because every soul, especially one accustomed to being desired, learns to filter out empty words. She builds armor. She grows numb to the noise. But when you slip through the cracks of that armor with a sentence that says, "I see the real you, the spirit behind the eyes, and I prefer that version," that armor begins to melt. You are not another man trying to possess her form. You are a man who is noticing what no one else bothers to. That is what separates you from the crowd. Let's go deeper. Most men give validation to get a response. But when you validate what is unseen, you are not seeking, you are offering. You offer presence, insight, depth. And whether she admits it or not, that kind of reflection lands in a way she will not forget. Try this one. You appear as if you are always in control, but I imagine your mind is a beautiful, endless river of thought. That reflection does two things. One, it shows you have a quiet, observant mind. Two, it makes her feel you are paying attention to the small things. The tone, the energy, the vibration she radiates that most men miss. It is not romantic in the common sense. It is not sexual, but it is unshakable. It is the kind of reflection that echoes in her thoughts later. Because every woman knows what it feels like to be desired, but to be seen without performing, without smiling, without showing skin, that resonates differently. Now, I am not saying you should avoid the energy of desire. Desire is a powerful current, but it should never be the first door you open. Lead with awareness. Lead with grounded perception. Let her feel that you saw the version of her that is hidden beneath all the common praise she normally gets. Then, if you choose to let the current of desire flow later, it will feel earned, real, and grounded in truth. The sixth path, speak the unspoken truth. Let me share something with you most men will never hear. A woman does not remember the safe man. She remembers the man who made her feel something real. And that does not happen when you say what is expected. It happens when you say what nobody else has the stillness to say. Here is the trap most fall into. They try to be liked. They try to be nice. They try to be respectful. And in that process, their words become empty. They walk on eggshells, they overthink. They filter themselves so much they lose all their grounding, all their presence. And guess what? She feels that. She does not feel excitement. She does not feel curiosity. She feels the void of your own truth. But the man who can stand in his center and speak a truth she has never heard before, he does not just stand out. He stays in her mind. So what does this sound like? Here is one. I don't put my trust in people who smile too much. There is usually a deeper, more interesting river flowing underneath. Now stop. You did not insult her. You were not aggressive. You just spoke a truth that most are too afraid to voice. It is bold, it is raw, it is provocative, but most importantly, it is authentic. And women do not crave more praise. They crave a truth that stings a little but sticks a lot. Or try this one. You seem like the kind of spirit that gently pushes others away before they get too close to your inner temple. That is not flirtation. That is not sugar coating. That is a man with open eyes. That is a man who is not afraid to reflect a pattern instead of tiptoeing around it. Why does this work? Because women are accustomed to men hiding their opinions, hiding their masculine core, hiding behind praise, hoping to get something. But when you speak without that fear, she leans in, not because you are definitively right, but because you are real. You did not say what she wanted to hear. You said what no one else would dare. And that triggers a resonance that runs deeper than charm ever could. Let me go further. It matters less to me if you like me. It matters more that we can be truthful in this space between us. That statement ends the performance. You just told her this is not a game of winning her over. It is a journey of connection without masks. And that is rare. Now, understand this. Speaking boldly only works if your presence is grounded. If you are trying to be edgy to get a reaction, she will feel the insecurity. But if your energy is calm, clear, detached from the outcome, that is when it lands. That is when she becomes curious. That is when you become a quiet mountain in her landscape. Because most men try to earn her attention. You simply speak what is actually on your mind. Not to offend, not to manipulate, but because you are done pretending. And that makes her feel something she cannot explain, but will not forget. You see, the bravest thing a man can do with a woman today is to speak the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. Especially when it is uncomfortable, because her form does not impress you. Her social games do not faze you. Her validation is not your goal. You are the one who sees through the performance and has the courage to speak to the human spirit underneath. The seventh path. The power of the rare word. Here is a hard truth. Most men give compliments away like pebbles, easy to find, instantly offered, scattered everywhere. You look amazing. You're so smart. You're incredible. And what happens? The words lose their weight. They become noise. She hears them all the time. But you are not most men. You offer a reflection like a king offers a rare jewel. And a king does not speak to impress. He speaks to declare. He speaks from intention, not from impulse. So I ask you, when was the last time you held back a reflection? Not because you were afraid, but because you understood your power. Scarcity makes things precious, and when your words are rare, your presence becomes unforgettable. You see, a woman's soul does not crave flattery. It craves certainty. It craves the energy of a man who does not need to rush in and perform. Let's take this path further. Imagine you are in a beautiful, flowing conversation with her. Most men are throwing verbal confetti by now. But you are calm, curious, grounded. And then, after 10 minutes of allowing her energy to unfold, you look at her and say, the way your mind connects ideas, that is a rare light. Boom, just like that. You have offered one precise, undeniable, precious reflection. No fluff, no trying to win her over, just a single sentence that lands deep, because you made her soul wait for it. That is the way of a king. Or try this. There is a stillness in you that most people, in their rush, would not notice. I do. That kind of reflection does not just make her feel attractive, it makes her feel seen. And the best part, because you did not flood her with 10 other empty lines, that one single reflection echoes, it has space to breathe. Let me explain the energy of this. The less available something is, the more our mind perceives it as valuable. So when you make your reflections rare, you shift the entire dynamic. She starts to wonder, what made him say that now? Why did he choose that specific moment? What else is he seeing that he is not yet speaking? Now she is curious. Now she is leaning in. Now you are the still point that frames the interaction. Let's look at the other side for a moment. When you compliment too much, you place yourself in the energetic role of the admirer. You lower your own center. You become the one seeking her approval. But when you speak like a man who does not need to be liked, who offers his approval sparingly, like a man who knows the value of his own inner stillness, you trigger a resonance on a level most men will never touch. You are no longer trying to be chosen. You have already chosen yourself, and she can feel it. Here is the secret. The most powerful reflection is the one her spirit had to earn, even if she does not know what she did to earn it. Because that mystery, that unspoken tension, it can drive her soul wild. So use your words with great care. Do not speak to fill the silence. Speak less, but let it mean more. Speak what is true, but speak it as if it cost you something to share. That is how your presence becomes unforgettable. The eighth path. Turn the reflection into an invitation. Let me tell you something bold. A reflection is just the beginning. What makes it powerful is when it becomes an invitation to go deeper. Most men stop at validation. You're amazing. You're stunning. It's safe, sweet, but it does not ignite anything. Because when you tell a woman she is amazing and she already knows it, you are just another voice in the choir. But what happens when you take that reflection and flip it into a gentle challenge? Now you have moved from the courtyard of friendship into the temple of masculine, feminine polarity. You have stepped into the frame of a man who sees her potential and gently tests it. Here is what this looks like. Let's say she is talking about her inner strength, how she never lets anyone get to her. Most guys would nod and say, "That's impressive." You say, "That is a beautiful fortress." But I wonder if you have built its walls so high you have forgotten what it feels like to be truly seen inside them. Boom. You just turned her strength into a doorway. You honored her fortress, but you invited her to consider the queen who lives inside it, that gets remembered. Or let's say she is always in control, polished, a high-status energy. Most men will try to win her approval. But you look her in the eye and say, "You strike me as a soul who is used to leading the dance." I wonder if you even remember how to let yourself be led. That line, that is not rude, that is not aggressive, that is a masculine mirror. It shows her something that has not been reflected back at her in a long time. Because a woman's spirit does not just crave attention. It craves edges, boundaries, polarity, presence. And when you reflect and challenge in the same breath, you show her that you are not afraid of her. You are not here to worship. You are here to engage, to dance. Let's look at why this works on an energetic level. Reflections make her feel validated. Challenges make her feel stimulated. Put them together, and she feels seen, alive, and intrigued. And intrigue is the garden where attraction grows. Because when you say what most men would not, when you stand in your center strongly enough to rattle her world just a little, she does not forget it. She might smile, she might protest, she might even tease you back. But inside, her soul is paying attention. Because what you just did was step out of the noise. You did not just echo what every other man says. You woke her up. Let me give you another one. She says, "Men are intimidated by me." Most would say, "Not me." You say, "Perhaps they are." Or perhaps you have made it very easy for them to feel that way. Now she is not sure whether to challenge you or chase you. Either way, you have her spirit's full attention. And that is the dance. The man who can trigger both curiosity and confrontation becomes unforgettable. But remember this, it only works if your delivery is grounded. No arrogance, no neediness, just clarity. You are not attacking, you are not proving, you are inviting. Inviting her into a deeper version of herself, one she might not even know is there until you name it. That is not just flirtation, that is transformation. The ninth path become the question in her silence. I want to ask you something deep. What makes a woman lie in bed at night and think about you? Not just remember your words, but truly wonder, why can't I shake his presence from my mind? It is not your form, not your possessions, not your status. It is the spiritual imprint you leave behind. If you wish to stand apart, do not just impress her. Do not just flirt. Make her question herself. And here is the key. You do that not by chasing her, but by leaving space for her mind to roam. You see, souls fall for the impact, not the interaction. They fall for the afterglow, not the immediate moment. So, how do you create that? Start by being unexpected. Say something that makes her pause. Make a subtle observation about her that feels far too accurate, like, you speak as if your heart is an open book, but I can tell you hold back the chapters that truly matter. Now she is not just reacting. She is thinking, how did he see that? Or this one, you seem calm on the surface, but your eyes move like someone who is always mapping the river ahead. You did not flirt. You did not compliment. You opened a door to her inner world. That kind of moment does not end when the conversation does. It lingers. Why? Because you created an echo, and the echo keeps bouncing inside the temple of her mind long after you have gone. Let me be clear. This is not about being mysterious for the sake of a game. It is about being present enough to notice what others miss, and then having the stillness to disappear just long enough for her to wonder, why did that feel different? What did he see in me? Why do I wish for more of that feeling? That is where true power lies. Most men try to stay on her radar by flooding her with messages and attention. You exit with precision, and your absence becomes louder than their noise, because she does not miss you. She misses how she felt in your presence. She misses the version of herself that only emerged when your stillness was there to witness it. Now, here is a profound move. When she shares something vulnerable, do not react like everyone else. Do not say, that must have been hard. Instead, hold the space, and after a moment of silence say, that explains a lot. Then go quiet again. Let the silence pull her in. She will sit with that. She will think about that. She will feel your presence even when you are not around. This is where the mind's nature helps you. The mind dislikes open loops. When you leave space emotionally, intellectually, her own mind will work overtime to fill in the blanks, and it will tell itself stories about you. You become the main character, because you created a kind of presence that sticks, not with noise, but with clarity. Here is the truth. Most women forget the men who tried to be perfect, but they never forget the man who made them question their own patterns, reflect on their spirit, and feel something they could not explain. You become the thought she tries to push away, but that shows up when the world goes quiet. The 10th path, the compliment that asks for more. Let us speak about a kind of reflection that does not satisfy her. This sounds strange, does it not? But here is the secret. The most powerful reflection is one that opens a door and leaves it slightly ajar. Not closed, not wide open. Just enough to make her spirit wonder, what else? You see, most men give compliments that end the moment they are spoken. You're gorgeous. Boom. The energy is finished. She has heard it 1,000 times. But when a man drops a line that lingers, when his reflection hints at something deeper, she does not just smile. She yearns for more. Not more attention, but more understanding. Let me show you this way. She says something clever. Most guys would say, that's smart. You say, I was not expecting that kind of light from you. It is subtle. It honors her intelligence, but it also suggests there are layers to her she has not yet revealed. She will smile, but her mind will ask, what did he expect? What else does he see? Why did that feel exciting? You did not finish the moment. You started one. or try this. She talks about how competitive her nature is. Most say, that's hot. You say, I can already see you despise losing. That is probably what keeps your spirit from being truly still at night. That is not just a compliment. That is an invitation to a deeper truth. You are saying, I see something more profound, but I am not giving you the full map yet. This is how you turn a simple reflection into a form of mental and spiritual seduction. And here is the practice. Do not explain it. Do not justify it. Just say it from a place of stillness and let her sit in the space it creates. Souls remember what they feel far more than what they hear. So if you can make her feel curious, slightly off balance, and deeply seen all at once, you are not just complimenting her. You are gently haunting her. Think about this. Most people are desperate to be fully understood, but when someone understands you too quickly, the mystery is gone and it becomes boring. When someone almost understands you, when they catch glimpses of your inner truth, but leave you hungry for the rest, that is addictive. That is how your words become an emotional cliffhanger for the soul. Let's take another angle. She speaks of her past, something messy, perhaps even dark. Most men avoid it, stay polite. But you lean in with your energy and say, that is the part of your journey I find most interesting. Now you have done something powerful. You have just honored the very thing she may hide. You validated the chaos, the shadow, but you did not go overboard. You did not turn it into a therapy session. You just dropped it quietly, with calm confidence. And now she is thinking about it. She is replaying it. She is wondering why it landed so deeply. That is what makes her want more of your presence. Not because you said something beautiful, but because you spoke a truth no one else would have dared to, in the way that you did. This is the mark of high-level masculine presence. Hold this mindset. Every reflection should raise her curiosity, not her ego. Make her lean forward into the mystery, not relax backward in certainty. Let her think about what you did not say more than what you did. And when she walks away from your presence, she should not feel as though she was praised. She should feel as though she has been studied and admired for something so specific, so rare, that it makes her wonder, who is this man? And what else does he see? When you can trigger those questions with just a few words, that is not a compliment. That is a seed you have planted in the garden of her soul. And some seeds, they grow into an obsession. So remember this, do not compliment to impress, compliment to ignite. And if you have ever made a woman pause, smile, then go quiet, you have probably already walked this path.